Hello and welcome to the Bird Talk Show. What a show we've got lined up for you today. It's been worth the wait. One thing after the next. I missed you guys last week. I had some dental issues of all things, and no one plans for those. Wow. Right before showtime, we had a power outage here in the studio. Bird Garden YouTube channel studio here in beautiful Mountain Home, Tennessee, nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where all the birds sing a real pretty song. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties. Glad to be here. We overcame all of those nearly instantly. As soon as the power came back on, we reset everything. Chairs folding, screeching across the floor, staff busy. That could be an exaggeration. We did not get the live stream reestablished for the feeding station. The 24/7 live bird feeding station at the Bird Garden YouTube channel is off the air, and that will be remedied as soon as we conclude our live stream. It's June the 1st here on the live stream. If you're watching the replay, I don't know what day it is. You are where you are, and I appreciate you being here. We've got some things to go over today. Now, we are pumping out the incredible content here on the Bird Garden YouTube channel, and we're going to talk about it today on the Bird Talk Show. You're going to hear it here. That's right. You heard it here. You heard what? That's what the thumbnail for the live stream said, because we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I want to open up today's show with a big shout out to Rico Stan YouTube channel. My good friend Rico over at Rico Stan YouTube channel, doing a lot of great things for the YouTube community, especially the aquarium fish keepers who, oh my gosh, these guys, they're nature lovers. They love taking care of fish in glass boxes. I'm one of them. I admit, I'm an aquarium buff. And so this fish fam of YouTubers, fantastic genre. Rico Stan in particular, just doing community-oriented things one after the next, including 2 weeks ago, our last live stream together. Rico Stan sent up a mob party that just rushed in here and joined us for the live stream. It was a heck of a lot of fun, and I wanted to say thank you, Rico Stan. I really appreciate that, and I so enjoyed having all of the people from the live stream you had going coming over here when you guys finished up on your live stream. It was really a lot of fun, and I appreciate it. It was great having those guys. Love to see them here anytime. And today you're here. Got some people over here in the chat I'm going to say hello to. S is here. What is going on? Oh no, what happened? Well, yeah, that's another live stream in itself. You know, never a dull moment right here on the Bird Garden channel, and I like it that way. That's not necessarily a complaint, but I appreciate you guys being here. Eric Wyrock, hello, how are you? Great having you in the live stream, as well as my replay team. You guys on the replay team, getting it done. Couldn't do it without you. You are part of the team. Sorry you couldn't join us live and participate in chat. We're going to check in with the chat every now and then, but this content is going to be uploaded as video. So we also have several points to discuss today. Definitely want to cover that thumbnail. Okay, don't ever want to be guilty of clickbait. Yeah, that's just not cool, man. So yeah, you heard what? I'm going to tell you what I heard. It's going to be pretty cool, as a matter of fact. I heard that you guys like this live stream we did a few weeks ago. Which binoculars are best for you? How do you use binoculars? What's a good value binocular? We talked about all those things. And we talked about this pair of binoculars in particular that was loaned to me from my local Wild Birds Unlimited store, where I buy all my bird feed, all my bird feeders. I say all, 90+%. The core of everything we're using to feed the birds in the bird garden now is Wild Birds Unlimited. Not sponsored. We're not sponsored by Wild Bird Unlimited. I just found after 50+ years, over 55 years of feeding birds, the Wild Birds Unlimited inventory makes available to me the things that I think are the best for my bird feeding station right now. You can check that out right after the live stream when we go live again with the 24/7 live stream of the bird feeding station at the Bird Garden YouTube channel. As I mentioned at the top of the show, where's my timer? 8 minutes ago or so, down due to a power outage. Okay, circumstances beyond our control. That'll be right back up. You can check it out after today's live stream. I had hoped to go out there on the live stream, share some of the activity going on out there. We've got nesting birds in the yard, in the area all around the feeders. So the feeders don't really have a dead time anymore. They're busy all day long. It picks up about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Grand Central Station out there. You can literally check in the morning when the first birds arrive, as soon as we get the feed out there, 7:30, and watch until 4 o'clock, and you'll see the seed just diminish. We're feeding a lot of birds, in other words, which is a good thing. That's why we're here. If you don't have the opportunity to feed the birds, you don't want the hassle, the mess. You're not sure how. You've got a cranky landlord that doesn't want bird feeders up and about. Well, you can watch mine. They're free, and they're there for you to do that. And what I say is, if you'll give me a minute of your time, I'll make your life better. What I mean is, if you'll watch the live stream or a video, it will at least take your mind off who's bugging you for a minute. The birds are such a wonderful and nice distraction. I get that comment a lot. That it's so relaxing to watch nature. So we're a nature station, and we're just providing nature for you to watch, and we're doing it with the birds, which we love. And I have intentionally watched birds since I was 10 years old and love it. I find that it makes my life better, to the point of, I just want to put it out there and make it available to you. As another YouTuber said recently, I want to make bird watching granular. There's a lot of it out there that just anybody can pick up. It's not too heavy for anybody. I'm breaking it down into usable doses, including, hey man, how about some cool equipment? Look at those binoculars, would you? Again, available at my local Wild Birds Unlimited store. Not all stores will have these binoculars. If you find this live stream, the live stream on binoculars, there's a link to the website of Wild Birds Unlimited where you can purchase these. Again, not sponsored, not an affiliate. Don't get a kickback. Listen to what we had to say about the binoculars. Some of you I know from the live stream have these. We've had guests on the show that use this pair of binoculars, and they endorse it also. So we got that going on. We do have the new ebook available, right? Hawaiian Adventure. I wrote that after, wow, going through a lot of preparation to make the most of Hawaii. Glad that I did. Just took some notes, turned it into a really fun book. Lots of different things going on in there, including a prep by step planner, interesting food, kind of indigenous food, native food there to Hawaii, some Hawaiian language that'll help you enjoy and immerse yourself a little deeper in your Hawaiian experience. Should just make planning your trip easier, enjoying your trip easier. You'll get to expand the ideas of what maybe you want to do in Hawaii. So it's available. There's a link in the description of this live stream and several of the latest videos where to get a hold of that ebook. And the way I was able to write that ebook, I used these Notes in Paradise notebooks before, during, and after. You see me writing in one there. And I've got a few of these. I've got a limited supply of these. If you would like to own one of these, I'll tell you how you can get a hold of one of these. I don't have a merch store yet. That's just some infrastructure that's not in place. We're doing a workaround. If you'll go over to the Kauai Birding Trail, that's a Facebook group. All right, you see it all over the screen right now. Kauai Birding Trail Facebook group. Ask to get in there. I'll let you in there. I just keep the door closed so that anyone coming in knows this is a monitored group and we're just here to have fun, no shenanigans. So definitely knock on the door. I'll let you in there. It's one click. And then you can inquire if you want a Notes in Paradise notebook. It's 48 blank lined pages, enough for me to plan, execute, and also make after notes in one of these notebooks. It was the handiest thing. You got that attractive one there in black. Also in the plain craft colored paper for the cover. I like the craft cover because you can write on it with a regular ink pen. Shows up really nice, high contrast. I like the black because it's just sharp. So I got a few of each. If you'd like one, check out the Kauai Birding Trail Facebook group and listen. Beautiful Hawaiian birds over there, beautiful Hawaiian places, all about them, where they are, how to get in touch with them. Some indication, birding ethics, fees, reservation, everything's mentioned over there at the Kauai Birding Trail. And even if you're not planning a trip to Kauai, I want you to check out those birds over there. If you look on this logo, it's on your screen. You see the bird over the logo, and it is a Laysan albatross. That was a huge reason we even went to Hawaii, was because I'd never seen an albatross in all the years I've been watching birds, and I wanted to see an albatross. So there you go, the Kauai Birding Trail over there on Facebook. Free to get in the group. Check out the Kauai Birding Trail if you want a Notes in Paradise notebook, just like the one I use to plan, execute, and make after notes of my trip to Hawaii, or field notes, or any kind of note. Drop me a line over there at the Kauai Birding Trail, and I'll tell you how you can get a hold of one of those while supplies last. Now, that's not to steal the thunder from the Honolulu Birding Trail. Okay, that's two different birding trails we've talked about. You heard what? We're getting there. We're getting there. The Honolulu Birding Trail, it's over there in Honolulu, Hawaii, as it should be. And that's a white tern on the logo of the Hawaiian Birding Trail logo there. This week's video, finally released, about Pearl Harbor. There's the thumbnail. I want you guys to watch this video. It's very reverent video, as it should be. And we had a wonderful visit to Pearl Harbor National Memorial. And there were birds all over the place. So here's a little video introducing you to an absolutely must-see destination when in Hawaii. If you're on another island, take a day trip. That's my recommendation. There you go. Go see Pearl Harbor. And yeah, I think you'll be glad you did. Do a little pre-study, and then when you get there and you see the place with your own eyes, standing on the ground, it's hallowed ground, man. I don't know. It's patriotic overwhelmingness. I learned that was not only a place of United States engagement into World War II. That's how we got involved, but also where we created peace and signed the surrender there on also at Pearl Harbor. It was aboard a ship. I was going to say on the grounds, but actually it was on board the USS Missouri. So anyway, check out this, the anchor, by the way, in the thumbnail, if you haven't noticed, of USS Arizona, the beautiful memorial there at Pearl Harbor. That was released as the pinnacle and the conclusion of our Honolulu Birding Trail content. Okay, that wraps it up. That was the big crescendo. And Pearl Harbor. Oh, it was on so many levels. It was an outstanding visit. And now, looking forward, we're going into the Kauai Birding Trail content. Now, if you've been following the channel, first, thank you very much. I'm humbled that you'd want to watch my videos, and I do care that I bring you a video that's worthy of your time, makes your life better, one you enjoy watching. All of those Honolulu birds, simply amazing. I'm thinking of them, and wow, I mean, a huge influence. Obviously, this is one of my latest paintings, Red Stud here. Just a wonderful, wonderful visit. All of that to say, we stayed in Honolulu for one weekend. And then we relocated to Kauai, where the albatross was, and stayed for a week. So all the content of Hawaii you've seen, that's kind of focused on Honolulu, and it was within 3 days. And we were in Kauai for 7 days. So got some footage coming up. That's the takeaway there. Stand by for Kauai footage. And today, I was looking through my social medias and found, I want to show you this meme. Raise your hand over here. Let me say hello to some more folks. I'm going to ask you if you've seen this meme. It's quite meme. It's quite cute and very appropriate. I won't tell you who sent it to me, but they nailed it, as we say. But first, let's take a look and chat. It's become very active over here. Great having all of you guys. Hello, Silver Creek Aquarist, Danaquin Aquatics. How you doing, Dan? Kenny, how are you, sir? I'm guessing, unless it's Danny. Danny, what's happening? Danakin, both of you. Glad you're here. Danakin Aquatics, fantastic fish collection, excellent live stream. Check it out. You heard it here. I'm going to wear that out. You heard it here. I was working on another iconic logo line over the weekend, and it's just in the shadows of this. You heard it here. We'll break it out soon. Rico Stan is here, man. I hope you heard my shout out, Rico Stan. I really appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much for all you do in the fish fam, and especially for the Bird Garden YouTube channel. We couldn't get by without your support. I appreciate you holding down the moderation duties today over here in chat. Jennifer Weaver is here. Hello. Stephen P. 2003 Aquatics is in the house. He's a talented YouTuber. That kid can rap. That guy's a rapper is what he is. Check out his YouTube channel. He'll show you. Hashtag gagball. Hashtag gagball. Whip's World is here. Another good friend. Constant and consistent supporter. Thank you. Dee Dee's Finned In. Hello. Thank you for your support. We've already spoke to Eric Wyrock. Carlos Diaz, what is happening? I'm going to miss somebody because I'm scanning quickly over here to the left of my monitor, and I don't mean to. Thank you very much for being here. If I do, certainly wasn't intentional. Maybe if you send me another wave, I'll catch it, the second time around. There's Nola's Dolls and Aquatics. Unless I just completely overlooked you unintentionally, I think I said hello to everybody. And now I want to show you this meme. You guys raise your hand over there in chat if you've seen this. And everyone know that I thoroughly enjoyed this. Here you go. Let me go back to full screen here. Here you go. Oh, you can't read it. Okay, let's see. There we go. No, I can make it bigger. I can do it better. Can you believe that? That is so accurate. Oh, yeah. Nailed it. Every day, bro. Every day. 12 people here. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you got to see that. Tell your friends. Okay. All right. Now that's helping me to work through my notes and get down to it. Pearl Harbor, by the way, I have a note here. It was a surprise attack on U.S. December 7th, 1941. Pearl Harbor actually not in Honolulu, 10 miles west of Honolulu on the island of Oahu. And somebody Google that and tell me, where is Pearl Harbor? I want to say I saw on a map while I was there, Pearl City. That would make sense, that if it was Pearl City and they had a harbor, it would be Pearl Harbor. That you can check me out on that. It's not exactly Honolulu. 10 miles. It's 10 miles west of Honolulu. Honolulu is a city on Oahu. Okay? And Waikiki is a beach in Honolulu. Now, for as long as I can remember hearing of Hawaii, I heard of Waikiki. It's an artificial beach, trucked in sand. Okay, here's where we're going to put the tourists. Great waves, fantastic surf, they say. Lots of surfers out there every day. I can attest to that. A few days after we got home, this is scary. This is a public service announcement to you guys. Yeah, you heard it here. A few days after we got home from Hawaii, there was a report of like 400 water rescues off of Waikiki. I filmed this place. It's in the Pearl Harbor video. If you want to watch that, it released just a day or two ago. man, it was smooth, nice, tropical paradise, just as you would imagine. But a swell came in and it just churned up the ocean. And, if you're not from Hawaii, you don't understand how rough the water is, how swift the riptide can be. And, people were just stuck in the ocean. The harder they tried to swim back to shore, the tireder they got. And they were pulling out like 400 people. I didn't hear of any drownings, no fatalities, thank goodness. But wow, what a change of events! How quickly that happened. So they do say repeatedly in Hawaii, lots of signage: never turn your back on the Pacific. And that's because those swells come in, and basically you're in a little spit of land surrounded by a big ocean. So these swells are not uncommon. There's always rip current going around the island. So you must be careful, obey the signs, listen to the lifeguards, and stay safe. I mean, it's no joke. It wasn't like warning riptide. It was dangerous currents, death may occur. That's what the Hawaiian sign says. Ooh, wow. Okay, I was definitely careful, but I will say this: the snorkeling was so outstanding. Uh, you could go out in knee deep water and look into the water with a mask, and you'd think you're in an aquarium store. The fish so beautifully bright color. I got some underwater footage of a Moorish idol. Now, I've only seen that fish once, and it was in a movie and an animated movie, Finding Nemo, and the dentist had one in his tank. And I'm swimming with one in waist deep water. Yeah, the beach is right there. I I stand up. I'm only in waist deep water. Putting my mask back down. Oh man, it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. So I look underwater, see the fish, and I'll look up and I'll see the birds. And man, just talking about it, I want to go back to Hawaii. That place, so good. But on to today's subject. 10 of you still here. Thank you for listening. Listen. When, not if, when I go back to Hawaii, let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to take this new listening device that I've discovered. Okay, you heard it here. We're going to talk about it. I teach you how to bird watch because it makes your life better. I set up a bird feeding station and say, tune in. All you have to do is turn your YouTubes on to the Bird Garden channel. Boom, you're bird watching. There you are. Every now and then you watch the video, I might play you a ukulele tune. You might imagine you're in Hawaii. So S indicates that Moorish idols are sexy, and indeed they are. So this new listening device listens for birds. Now, this is science fiction stuff that just became science. This new listening device listens for birds and then identifies which bird it's listening to. My ornithology professor, decades plural ago, told me, Rat, when you're out in the field birding, 98% of your birding will be done by ear and very little visually, because you will hear the greatest majority of birds and you'll see very few of them. So I started listening to bird songs, trying to memorize them. I'm hearing a song sparrow outside my window now. I don't know if you're picking that up, but it took me forever to develop my ear. I mean, the mourning dove, just like I talk to people, well, I've never watched birds. Oh, you have. You have watched birds, and probably you can identify a crow, a mallard, a turkey, a gull, right? You know a lot of birds. Yeah. And so just like the birding by ear, I know a crow sound, I know a turkey sound. Now I've just demonstrated. Maybe you can't verify that. I know a song sparrow sound, blue jay, robin. Okay, so there were some that were easy, and if you think about it, you can identify a few birds, even if you're not a bird watcher, by sight and by sound. The mallard, the duck. So beyond that, those neotropical migrants, well, you only get to hear them If they're not nesting in your area, if they're just passing on by, you only get to hear them twice a year at your wherever you're stationed. You hear them in the spring going north to nest, and you hear them in the fall going south to overwinter. So yeah, and then maybe in the springtime is the only time you hear their song, and they're not singing to attract a mate or mark a territory on the way back down. So maybe they do these little chip things, and every chip sounds alike. Oh my gosh. So it was a little bit difficult, to develop the ear to know what bird you were hearing without lots of repetition. Like anything else, we as humans learn by repetition. If you've got a photographic memory, maybe it's a little faster for you. And does that apply to the ear? Because photographic means it has to be seen. So what would a photographic hearing memory be? What's the verbiage I'm looking for there? Somebody in chat will tell me because you guys are smart. So this new device is actually an app on the cell phone, and it's free. It's a free this thing that I've been waiting on. Like, man, if they ever had that, that would be cool. Like a cell phone, man, if they ever had that. Because I'm an old guy, right? This isn't fake. I didn't get this in makeup today. Those gray hairs are real, earned. I remember when we didn't have these. That's how old I am. I remember you had a phone with a cord on it, and you were going to stand right there and talk, or you weren't going to talk on the phone. Then they had these things called cordless phones, which had a base unit and maybe a 50-foot range. Okay, you can walk around the house without being tethered to the wall. Pretty cool. But that was the technology of the day. And then all of a sudden, rich people had bag phones. This is a bag they wore like a purse, big strap bag came over the phone, and it was the regular handset that came on a wall phone, hung on a hook, lifted up, had buttons on the wall. Bag phone, same receiver, cord, had a bag with numbers on it, push button. Yeah, bag phone, $20 a month. It was the 80s, man. What a wild ride. And then cell phones became a thing. Oh my gosh, they're like radio phones. They're like car phones. They're like bag phones. Only big unit, look like military. Had the numbers on it. So really important people had these in their golf bags. So you'd see them at the golf course, and every now and then they'd have to make a call. So while their buddy was their turn to hit the golf ball, they'd make a call. Oh yeah, I'm out here on the golf course. Cell phone. I've got one of those. So then they started getting smaller and smaller. Now they're getting bigger and bigger again. Evolution of technology. Okay, so all that to say, now we have these things such as apps. Okay, now if you're a young person, you're thinking, yeah, of course we got apps, yada yada. It's a big deal for me. Let me enjoy it. Let the old guy enjoy the app thing. Okay, so now we got an app. Some of them are paid, some of them have in-app add-ons, some of them have subscriptions. This one's free, and it's from Cornell University, Cornell Lab of Ornithology. I mean, as far as ornithology goes, that's about as respected as it gets. So this app is called Merlin, and here's what it looks like. You see that? See that bird there? I know, it wants to do good, really does. That's all you get. Merlin Bird ID. Okay, here's what happens when I open it. This is a list of dates of birding places I've been. That's a number of usages. All right. If I go back, there you go. There's the opening page. Now, if you download the Merlin app, there's what it looks like from Cornell Lab. Before you get started, you have to download a pack of birds, and they're divided geographically. So for me, here in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains, I was able to download the Southeastern Bird Pack. All right. I think there's a bird pack with all the North American birds. Looked like it was about 5 times larger than the Southeastern pack, and I didn't want to wait an extra 2 minutes. I adapted to technology pretty quickly, right? Now that you got it, I want it fast, lightning fast. Okay, so we go into Merlin and we download a bird pack, the appropriate bird pack, and I've already downloaded it. I can't show you that step. It was one click. Signed up on the app, and it said pick a bird pack. I picked Southeastern, pick the one that geographically suits you. All right, now we get to right here, and that says the name Merlin, says start bird ID, photo ID, sound ID. Listen, and then you can learn about the birds, explore the birds like your own digital field guide. What we're going to talk about today is not the whole Merlin app, just this magic that identifies a bird by sound. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to press the sound. It's going to open Sound ID with the big green microphone there, right? We're going to touch the microphone, and that kicks the show off. It is now recording. You can see that means it's on. This is the sonogram. It's recording my voice. It's a recorder. And a bird song would come across just like that little sonogram. And then on this side, a little blue light, an indicator light, would light up when it's hearing a bird. And it would say, Merlin is listening to identify a bird. And then if it identifies one, the name of the bird and a picture of it comes up here. And then they just stack every time it identifies one. Oh, can I show you that? Yes. Because remember those sites, I just scrolled up to end that. And I meant to hit that bottom button. Okay, now it's saving what we just recorded, right? So now we can play it back. If I go back, hit the back button, takes me to the list. Okay, now I don't want that. I don't want to hear my voice that we just recorded. So if I drag, it deletes. Okay, now let me find one of these. Here we go. Here's a field trip I took, and it identified all of those birds. This is magic. I'm not kidding. Listen, you heard it here. You heard what? You heard there's an app for free that identifies birds by their sound. Right? So I was at a good birding spot. Oh my gosh, what a day. What a day. I'm glad I did that before we had this live stream. Because if we would have gone as scheduled last week when I was at the dentist, I wouldn't have had this list. All right, so that says, that first bird says Carolina wren. If it doesn't focus, you'll have to take my word. Oh, there you go. Carolina wren. All right, so now if there's a down arrow here, right? That brings up some library recordings of the Carolina wren. So you can compare what Merlin thinks it heard to stock recordings of that bird. Song, calls, different geographical variations. Pretty amazing. Let me demonstrate. All right, so there you go for the Carolina wren. Northern Carolina wren. All right. And then it just goes on from calls to song in the northwest of Mexico, South Texas. Really, really in depth. Oh my goodness, you heard it here. All right, now I'm going to click the up arrow. We'll get back to our list. Now, you see the sonogram up top we've already talked about. When it here's the bird, right? So if I hit that play button, it just plays everything that we were listening to. All the birds in the field, our feet, if we're walking here, crunch, 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 conversation, whatever. All right, now, but if I tap the picture of the Carolina wren, watch what happens. It skips forward to a place where you can see it was recording a bird call. Let me give this a listen and see if it nailed it, because that'd be cool if it did for the demonstration, right? Well, it did, but it's very background. You're not going to be able to hear it. But that's the same for all of the birds. Skips to the, and you see how faint the sonogram is versus how bold it was when it was recording my voice. That we may be able to hear that a little bit. Let's see. Oh, here's one we can definitely hear. I don't know which one this is. Can you hear bird sounds? I've got a microphone up above us, so I'm holding it like this.
Blue grosbeak.
And then, so
the goose.
So it was not hearing a blue grosbeak, and let's see. Yeah, it never did. Blue grosbeak isn't on the list because the blue grosbeak wasn't calling. But I heard it, so I spoke it. And then later, when I came back here to the studio, I was able to transpose my field recording to a field checklist and uploaded it on another Cornell lab app, which is called eBird. That's where I keep all of my bird records. I deposit all of my data there. But there is an indigo bunting here that sounds like a, I don't know if you can hear it. We'll give it a whirl. Indigo bunting. Okay, misfit reptiles and aquatics. What is happening? 11 people still here. We're listening to bird calls. You heard what? I heard this app by Cornell that's free, and it listens for bird sounds and identifies the bird that it hears. I would absolutely love it if you guys would try that. Try the free app, download a bird pack, let it listen to birds. Sometimes I hear the bird before the app does. Sometimes the app hears the bird and I have to really, oh yeah, there it is. So I'm not sure about what frequencies it's really good at picking up. I just know, and as you saw, it can hear a lot of birds. And accuracy, I'm going to give it 80% plus. I mean, it is hearing bird sounds, taking it to a database, comparing the bird sounds, and getting a close enough match to give you a suggestion. And I'm going to say over 80% accurate. All right. And it has really enhanced my bird watching activity. The same old place with the same old birds is new again, because when I'm identifying birds by sound, which is most of them, we talked about that. I single track, I tunnel vision. I got to hear that. What is it? And then go through my mental Rolodex of birds and try to match the sound while the app is hearing all of them, right? So while I'm trying to focus in on that one, I can look at the app. Goldfinch. Yeah, there it is. Dip, dip, dip. Where's the chip? Potato chip. That's how I remember these mnemonics. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Blue jay. Oh, it's crying. Yeah. Mockingbird. Wow. I would have thought that was another bird it was trying to imitate. So, red-eyed vireo. The list goes on. The thing is, while I'm busy single tracking, trying to figure out that one song, the app is hearing the forest symphony. Oh, it's so wonderful. I love it. I just love it. So if you decide to try that app, I would love to know about your experience. Did it help you identify a bird? Did it identify a bird? What was the favorite bird of yours that it identified? I would like for you to share your experience. And if you would do that as a comment to this live stream when it uploads it as a video, I think it would be helpful to others who happen to watch the live stream. So I would love to hear your experience, and it would be helpful to others. So again, that was the Merlin, Merlin, the Merlin app for free. Yeah, that was an iPhone. I just can't imagine that's not available for Android as well. Sure it is. So yeah, if your Android experience is different than what I shared, definitely that will be a valuable comment. I would really appreciate knowing about that. And no, I didn't have the app when we were in Hawaii. Oh, here's the thing. I wonder. Oh man, I'd like to know. Does it work in Hawaii? Because it's modern technology, I'm going to say yes. But here's the thing: those birds that you see me watching in Hawaii, red stud, white-eyed Japanese white-eye. They're not indigenous species. They're introduced species. So, uh, are they in the bird pack for Hawaii, for the United States, for North America, or would you have to go to their country of origin? Which they come from all over. I mean, Java sparrow. I wonder where that's from. But anyway, uh, um, yes, there would be at least some birds on the North American bird pack for Hawaii, I'm guessing. Now I'm having to guess because, well, I'm using logic, right? Surely there's a, but I'll tell you, all of my bird guides, yeah, I think all of them. I think I've looked at all of them. There may be a rare exception to some obscure field guide that I'm overlooking, but for the most part, they don't have the Hawaiian birds. I buy these books as field guide for North American birds. There are no Hawaiian birds. And guess what? Hawaii is part of North America because it's in the United States. Or does that not, because it's a one of the United States, does that not make it a part of our continent? Is it so geographically remote that it's part of another continent? You smart people in chat, I hope you help me out with these questions because I really would like to know. Now, it took me a minute to get oriented in Hawaii anyway. Okay, we went to Oahu, right? Not directly. Stopped on the Big Island. Its name is not the Big Island. Its nickname is the Big Island. Its name is Hawaii. So, Hawaii Island in Hawaii, which is a collection of islands, or the United States state. Okay, so the Big Island is Hawaii. We touched down in Hawaii in a city with a airport, and its name was Kona. I was aware of Kona because of Kona coffee. I love coffee. Kona coffee is primo, primo. Whips World, check out a catbird. He just said it sounds like a cat crying. Isn't that amazing? A cat. Check out catbird. You can Google catbird, and well, so when you Google catbirds, one of the first responses you're going to get is for all about birds. That's also a Cornell website, and it's associated with eBird. Within that, there'll be links to Merlin, the big umbrella, all about birds. And you go to catbird, and as soon as you get to the catbird page, if you look around that front page there'll be a clickable icon for sounds. Go to sound, listen to some of those sounds, and I'll bet you hear a bird sound that sounds like a cat crying, and it's a catbird. It's my first guess. Definitely, if you download the Merlin app for free, probably you can let the Merlin app listen to a recording, and it might give you some feedback that way. Haven't tried that. Don't know. Been too busy playing in the field with the Merlin app. So I was trying to get oriented over there in Hawaii, the island thing, the state thing. Whew. Okay, so we're in Oahu, right? In Honolulu, which is the city, on Waikiki Beach, all right, which is the beach that's between this hotel and that hotel, several resorts, hotels in between. Boom, Waikiki. And then, so outside of Waikiki is Honolulu. Outside of Honolulu, several other cities. And then we flew to Kauai, which I didn't know. I mean, how close are these islands? I mean, is it like the Virgin Islands? Are you taking a ferry over? Nope. You're flying. Too far to make a boat trip. Not too far, but impractical and rough seas and all that. So yeah, you're flying. On Kauai, I could see the westernmost island, which no one goes to because it's all private property. It's a Hawaiian island. It's part of the United States, but it's privately owned. I mean, like one family bought the island, so they do. You can go over there by invitation, right? Anywho, I could see that island, but I couldn't see any of the other islands from either Honolulu or Kauai. Kauai was more of a circle kind of shape, and it was like one county. All right, so the county of Kauai, And then the county was subdivided into little cities. I stayed in the North Shore in Princeville, right? And we did one road loops all the way around, not a 360. So we were up north, and to get to the western side, we had to drive all the way around. And when we were done bird watching there, we had to drive all the way back, which was, I don't know, 2.5 hours. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. You're the whole road. You've driven the whole road. All right, one way, and then coming back. Beautiful scenery, beautiful. Oh my gosh, what a tour! Kauai, one county, several cities, right? Several beaches. Lidgate Park, park on a beach, actually was Lidgate Beach. Okay, so the park infrastructure provided as a city park. Lidgate Beach, a little bigger. Same thing, Poipo, which is where the Poipo Beach, South Shore, monk seals up on the beach. I think they're endangered. That's right there. They are. Wow. Never seen a seal on a beach before. Well, now I have. Oh, what's that over there? Turtles, sea turtles up on the beach, just chilling. Holy cow, man. Yeah, Hawaii. You want to plan a trip to Hawaii, check out that ebook, Hawaiian Adventure, if you want to just take some cool notes and think about these cool Hawaiian stories that I'm telling you while you jot down some notes, or you keep your little black book. You go over to the Kauai Birding Trail Facebook group and check up on these notes and paradise notebooks. Coolest thing ever. Yeah. I carry them all the time. I've got one in my hip pocket now. Never do without those again. As long as I can write notes, this old brain, this pen and that paper, very good friend. Yeah, yes, I could use notes on them. Could. But when you've been writing things for as long as I have, so cool. So cool to write a note. All right, you heard it here. Free app that listens to bird songs and identifies the bird, Merlin. Download a bird pack of your choice. From there, if you want to keep a list, a record of all the birds you've identified, and man, talk about the automatic sorting, eBird, free app, eBird. I mean, it's a password and an email address, right? Boom, you have a My eBird account. You put your birds in there that you've seen. Wow. You go back and you add to it, and then it says, oh, wait, you've seen all of these birds in Hawaii. You've seen all of these birds in your life. You've seen all of these birds in Kauai County. Holy cow, man. You've seen all these birds at Lidgate Beach Park. I'm talking about so many subdivisions, and that's what makes it scientific for eBird. That's why they do that. Then you become a data collector for the ornithological record of where you. It's worldwide. It's worldwide. I've got records in several countries, right? Several countries. Not every state yet. I'm working on it. And then with this Merlin, and I've got an update already for this Merlin app, but it needs a little work. We're not ready to talk about the Merlin update yet. All right, Whip's World confirms downloading now. It's available for Android. Wow, Whip's World is doing it, man. Way to go. I can't wait to hear what your birds are that you identify. I've got this update. I'm working on it. I'm field testing it. I'm working out the kinks. I've got a couple other people looking at it. We're discussing it. Don't want to lead you wrong is the thing. I want to be careful. So when we get this update figured out, up and running, more or less, and field tested. I mean, nothing scientific. I just want to make sure this isn't. I can do this successfully this way, and it's not crap. I'm not passing along misinformation. That's all. That's all. No big deal. Maybe next week we can talk about that. I don't plan on any more Wednesday dental appointments. If one has to happen, it has to happen. Oh my goodness. And then, what it was, I had a screw loose. I know. I put it out there. Go ahead, have fun, enjoy that. I think I'm kidding. That's mine. All right. Yeah, so that's an implant that screws into my jawbone. I had that implanted. Now my jawbone actually grew to the socket, and the crown that's on top. It was before I went to Hawaii, and my fear was I didn't want to tell anybody, so I didn't. My fear was it was going to pop off. Oh no, I'm in Hawaii. I'm missing a tooth. So I was just very, very careful. So I came back, got an appointment, and the doc says, it happens sometimes. And they just drill out a little piece of uh, dental epoxy, for lack of the accurate term. And then there's a special wrench, torque wrench, they tighten it down with. So I went to my dentist. We diagnosed everything. I had my regular checkup and teeth cleaning, and everything's so good. And um, there's some construction going on. Okay. So, well, first of all, my dental appointment was moved to Tuesday, which is the day before our live stream, because of construction rescheduling. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I'll be there Tuesday. Bring me the wrench. Oh, we don't have the wrench. It's in our other office. So construction threw a wrench into things, and they couldn't find the wrench. So then I had to go back the next day, and it was, hey, man, they were working me in. I was so glad to get that taken care of. It's like 3 months. Well, you come back the end of August, we can fix it. No, 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 I'll be back tomorrow. So that was unplanned, unscheduled, and it caused us. I said that wrong. The dentist appointment was on Wednesday. The construction was to Wednesday, so I had to push last week's live stream to Thursday, and then I had to go back Thursday for the completion of the screw being tightened. And so we tried 2 days last week to have a live stream and couldn't. My apologies if you showed up and I wasn't here. I'm so sorry. That's the first time that's ever happened. I hope it's the only time that happens here on the Bird Talk Show. But yeah, now we got our screws not loose anymore. Everybody's happy. Here we are talking about You Heard It Here, and with the Merlin app. And Merlin told you what it was you were hearing. So it's all good. It's all good. And then today, it's going to be a big show. All right, man, I got to get in there and take care of these people who love me and support me, because last week I let them down. I didn't even show up. And so we had a power outage. Yeah, so I'm prepared to go live via cell phone and not have any show appurtenances, right? No intro, no slides, no ukuleles in the background, just me and the cell phone. I would have done it. We would have been together today. The show would have gone on. And then, like 20 minutes before the show, the power came back on. Boom, lights, camera, action, got everything thrown back together. And you guys showed up. Thank you so much for being here. And I do want you to enjoy some of this wonderful content we're putting out. You want a binocular the world of magnification is amazing. Is it required to enjoy birds? Absolutely not. Never. But once you discover the world of magnification and you let me teach you how to use those binoculars, or you're the avid reader, you knock it out yourself, you're going to really appreciate that magnification. Now, I've recommended 2 pair of binoculars, right? There'll be more. Someone suggested I should even be a gear review page, and I see their point. I like doing it. I'm good at doing it, and it performs well on YouTube. But that takes me right out of my passion of sharing bird watching with people and into this like product sales. I don't want a YouTube channel to do that. Don't worry about that. But I have recommended 2 pair of binoculars. One for the first time, the beginner, the binocular buyer on a budget, less than $100. And somebody found them less than $60, $59. Great pair of binoculars. Nikon Aculon 7x35. Hit the rewind button if you missed that. Then we upgraded next level. Okay, got those, liked them, ready for another pair. A little bit better quality, a little lighter to carry. Got you. Vortex Diamondback, right? 8x42. Now we're moving up from 7 power, 7 times magnification to 8 times magnification. and going from a bulky poro prism, which is very sharp, by the way, to a roof prism, slim line, lighter weight, bigger magnification, a little more money. A pair of binoculars that I appraised at around $400. $300 would be a great deal. No, they had them at Wild Birds Unlimited for $249. I was thoroughly surprised. Then I'm reading the box. It's like lifetime warranty with these Diamondback binoculars. Like, hey, that's worth looking into. Yeah. So if you want to listen to birds and watch birds, you can watch mine for free on the internet. If you want to do it in the wild where you are in urban bird watching, I've led a number of urban bird watching field trips. The birds are everywhere. I've never been to a place where there were no birds. And once I learned to enjoy them, it made every place I went more enjoyable. And what my wife and I said several times while we were in Hawaii talking to people, usually with our binoculars on, oh, you're a bird watcher. That must be so fun. Yeah, it is. And every time we go someplace to watch birds, we also find great food and great people. Not to mention great places. That's a given. Okay. That's a given. So wherever you go, wherever you like to go, birds are there. Take your Merlin app with you. Maybe think about a pair of binoculars. I also recommend as an accessory, a field guide, a good, easy to read field guide. And it's educational, it's fun, it expands your horizons, makes your life better. You won't know that unless you give it a whirl. That's why I'm giving you all these free options. Merlin is free. Just paying attention to birds wherever you are, that's free. Watching my birds, that's free. Watch a couple of videos. You want to learn how to identify them? You want to get started in earnest? That's why we're here at the Bird Garden channel. And I appreciate you being here today. We've gone for an hour talking about this latest and greatest app that I've discovered and happy to share with you. We've recapped a couple of things, including the Hawaiian content that's coming out like crazy with more to come from Kauai. And we've spent an hour together. Thank you all for being here. Thank you on the replay team for showing up and watching this. I appreciate the shares from all of you guys. You know, somebody that might like this, I really appreciate you sharing it. If you haven't hit the like button, do that on your way out. It's kicking the algorithm. I really appreciate it. It's good for the creator to see. And we're going to be back next week. Maybe by next week, I'll have that update to the Merlin app ready to reveal. We'll talk about that. We'll find out next week. Until then, why don't you get out there and see some birds?